What's going on, everybody? Tanner with another video. Hope you're all having a great day. Today I'm here with my good friend Noah. As you saw in the previous video that we made, we did a over 1 hour live stream talking about his journey within Facebook ads. And in today's video, we're going to talk about sleep and the correlation it has between entrepreneurs and sort of the grind to getting where you want to be. Me and Noah are going to give sort of our insights on that. Let's start off with how much you sleep a day right now?
8 hours.
Yeah, 8 hours is like the common normal that people think you should have. For me, I'm like the same way. Lately, I've been sleeping more than 8 hours, too much. You don't need too much. But what about when you were first starting out, you were getting into business, and you weren't making, like, let's say, when you didn't have a lot and you wanted to get a lot. How much were you sleeping?
I sleep a lot more now than I used to.
Yeah.
Like when I was just, learning about stuff or starting my first few businesses, it was like 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours. Like it was ridiculous. I would wake up and like it would take me like 10 minutes to like open my eyes up all the way. That's how tired I'd be.
Yeah.
But now it's like I don't know. I don't feel like I need to go to that extent now.
Yeah. Do you think that's something people need in order to be successful or build a business? Most of the time when people first hear of businesses and things or listening to Gary Vee talking about all the motivational stuff, sacrifices have to be made in order to start a business and achieve something you always wanted. And sleep may be one of those things. But do you think it's necessary to cut out sleep? And people that are staying up all night long, working these 20-hour days. In my opinion, I don't think that's something that's necessary.
No, it's not. I mean, it depends. Like, if you, I've talked to people where they go to school, that's like 7 hours a day. They get out of school at like 2 or 3, and then they have a job until like 6 or 7.
That's true.
Part-time. So, like, they only have the end of the day. It's like if you're in a situation
that
like
is
that,
true. That
it's
is
like
true.
Sleep is your worst enemy. Like,
yeah, I forgot about it. It does very much depend on your situation. If you're working or going to school, like you said, that takes up a large chunk of your day, and then you're only stuck with that. If you get back home at like 6 o'clock at night from work, and then you have to be up at 7 a.m. the next morning to go to work, you only have that 11-hour time frame to get stuff done. And building a business takes a lot of time and effort.
Like what I used to do is I only slept like 3 or 4 hours a night when I was in school. And then I would make that up in school.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I would sleep, between classes, in classes. I mean, it's not something I recommend doing, but it's just what I did. Like, you can't live on 3 hours of sleep every night.
Yeah, it catches up.
If you take naps, I mean, it helped me because school was kind of pointless for me either way. So I just slept during school pretty much.
I feel like for me, when I was first starting out and had all these different things I wanted to do, the sleep wasn't really because of seeing everybody else saying that I needed to stay up late and do all this stuff. It was just because I needed to get things done, and I didn't want to sleep until I had those things done. Like for me, my ambitions come from maybe doubt or fear of not being able to pursue something. Like if I go to sleep at night and I'm laying in bed trying to fall asleep, I'm thinking about, oh, I only have this much money in my bank account. I haven't gotten this done. This needs to be done. And that sort of kept me up at night and would cause me to work. It wasn't really the fact of, oh, I'm cool if I stay up late. I'm going to post on Instagram on my story with a timer that says 3 a.m. so people know that I'm awake while they're asleep. It's not like that. Somebody may be working. Like I saw a quote from Warren Buffett today. I was looking at it. It said something like he wouldn't even trade a good night's of sleep for a little bit of extra profit on something. He's at a very high point in his life where he's very successful and has a lot of money, but at the same time, he wouldn't sacrifice sleep. That's something you need in life for more money, but at the same time, sleep is something that you don't want to sort of overdo. Like I also see people posting on Instagram recently something like, if you get up an hour earlier extra every day, you're going to have 30 hours extra a month, which is basically a full extra day. So you have like 12 full extra days at the end of the year. But at the same time, if you have an extra hour, some people, if they get up very early just to try and do something and they don't have to be somewhere, they're going to wake up. Like for me, if I wake up early just to try and get up early, that first hour is going to be spent just like dazed. Like I won't be super focused. It's not like a full working hour. It's going to be an hour of trying to wake up.
Yeah, I feel that way too. Like people, like there's always the argument where like if you get less sleep, you're gonna work less, or like you're gonna be less productive. But if you get more sleep, you work less, but you're more productive. But like in my experience, like the experience is like either way, I'm not productive, so I have to force it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not naturally a productive guy. Like I have to force myself to work. So I just figured, like, why not have the benefit of having more time and sleep less? And I'm gonna have to force myself to work hard anyways, and work smart. Like, mixing those two together and just having like a good work ethic. Like, I feel like if you're broke and you want stuff to change, like, you need to be able to sleep a little bit and work to your full potential all the time.
Yeah.
It's not an excuse that you didn't get enough sleep to not be productive, because you got to suck that up.
True.
In 3 years, you'll thank yourself.
Yeah, that is true. What do you think about people that say, like, work smarter, not harder? What do you see the two differentiations between working smart and working hard?
Working smart has to be mixed with working hard. Like, you can't think that one is better than the other, because like even people like Tai Lopez who push that, like they push that all the time. They're just like, work smart, not harder, work smart, not harder. Those guys, like, they don't talk about it, but they're working harder than like literally anybody else.
Yeah.
But they're mixing that with working smart. So like that's been my philosophy, is like, get your like it's good to read books and like, educate yourself and try to do things smartly. But the person that goes out and does stuff will always win.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah. I've seen the biggest thing to help overcome with some of this stuff of like is just pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. I read another quote. Do something that scares yourself once a day and you'll see yourself grow tremendously. Like for me, getting out of my comfort zone, one of those things was messing up my sleep schedule. Being a normal kid in school, all right, your mom's gonna tell you to go to sleep at this time and you're gonna go to bed, you wake up at this time and you're good to go. Like one of those things was, even my parents, they would tell me, all right, go to sleep, go to bed, stop working, you need to go to sleep so you're good for school tomorrow. Pushing yourself out of your comfort zone can lead you to a lot of places. And like I said at the beginning, sacrifices have to be made in order to achieve things that you want to achieve. That's just sort of how it is, but sleep is just one of those minor things.
All right, so what's your best sleep schedule? Like, what sleep schedule do you strive for, like, every day?
Yeah, so some people say they work better during the day. Some people say they work better during the night. For me, I can do either or, but I like to see the sun. I like to be out during the day. So if I'm working during the day, I can go out, go for a drive, and everything's good, sunny, stuff like that. But what I've seen work best and be most effective for me, my most effective and productive times were when I was going to sleep, maybe midnight, and getting up 8, 9 a.m., going to the gym and then coming back and just being ready for a full day. Because if I can have a full day of work and then still go to sleep, 12 o'clock at night it's not early, but it's not also like I wouldn't consider it late. I have enough time to sleep. I can get my 8 hours of sleep and then get up at a time where it's still morning. I see it sort of messes with me if I get up at like 1 o'clock. Like yesterday I woke up at like the latest I ever woke up in my life, like 2 p.m. I woke up, I was like, wow. The first thing I thought in my head was, all right, there's only like 3 or 4 more hours until the sun's gonna go down and then it's dark. And then when it's dark, my mind automatically thinks, all right, it's nighttime, it's gonna be time to go to bed soon. And then I just wanna not work. So for me, it's just, I would say morning does best for me. What about you?
For me, it's like, you only slept until 2 p.m. because you stayed up all night the night before.
Yeah.
So you get a cheat day.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like when the sun goes down, I'm like, let's get it. Like, it's time.
Yeah.
Everybody's quiet right now.
Yeah,
and I'm just going to put my head in my computer. So I go to bed at like 4 a.m. Like, not go to bed, but like actually fall asleep.
Yeah.
So I actually fall asleep at like 4 a.m. and then I wake up at 11. Usually it takes me like an hour to get ready, and then noon, like I'm checking up on stuff. That just works best with my schedule because I usually start like the heavy load of work around like 3 or 4. So that gives me like a good 2 or 3 hours in the morning to like run to the bank, like do little things that I have to do. And then also like it gives me that quiet time at the end of the night or like early in the morning at like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. where, I don't have any work that I need to do. And that's where I do work that I want to do, like trying to add on to my workload.
Where I think it becomes most productive for people is when it's not necessarily the time of when you sleep, how you sleep, but it's more of just the consistency of the schedule.
Yeah.
Whether I'm like him and I go to sleep at 4 a.m. and get up at 11, if I'm doing that every single day, you're going to be creating habits for yourself that allow you to become more productive. If you're like me, like for the past week, my sleep schedules just changed like every single day. Like today I woke up at 9 a.m. Yesterday I woke up at 2 p.m. Like all this stuff is just consistently changing, so I haven't been able to create these habits that I can follow out every single day and know what to expect. So that's sort of my take on it, my final take on sleep and entrepreneurs and all that stuff. Sleep's a sacrifice, but you just got to figure out how to keep something consistent. What about you for the final take for people?
Know your schedule, figure out what you need to do to get to where you want to be and just do it. Like, don't listen to people who are saying like you need 8 to 10 hours of sleep. Like you need, you'll be less productive, you'll be more productive. Just test it out for yourself.
Go check out Noah's YouTube in the description. Peace.